What's up guys, welcome back to Schaefer Capital and welcome to another video. So in today's video, what I'm going to be showing you guys is how to properly draw your support and resistance lines. Support and resistance is something very basic, but a lot of people struggle with it just because people don't know exactly where to draw their lines. It's kind of an opinion type of thing. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how I draw my support and resistance lines. So let's get into it guys. So first off, I just want to say that we're going to be calling them critical areas. I know a lot of people know them as support and resistance, but a lot of people, it's kind of confusing because, let me just show you really quickly as a visual. Take for instance something like this. This is the Apple chart, 5-day, 5-minute. You could draw a resistance right here because obviously the stock goes up, gets rejected, and then breaks it, and then later uses it as a support. So a lot of people are like, okay, well, you just said it was a resistance and now it's a support. Well, that's why instead of using those terms, I'm just going to use critical areas for this video, but just wanted to show you guys, kind of what I'm talking about. So anyway, let's get into the actual video though of how I show you how I do it. So basically how I draw my critical areas is I will start right up here on a 4-year 1-day just to kind of understand where the all-time high is and all-time low is within that time period. So as you can see, Apple is at 327.85, hit the high of this year. So we don't really have to worry about using the 4-year for this. We can go back to the 1-year 1-day. And also guys, let me back up a little bit just really quickly. Let me explain that we are going to be using the top-down analysis. Basically, that is just starting with a higher time frame and working your way down. So, and like I said, we're just going to go to the 1-year 1-day just because the high, all-time high of the stock was in this year. So we don't have to use the 4-year 1-day. But anyway, guys, so what I basically do is I start from drawing this right here to the highest level, like I said, at 327.85, and then I'll draw my next line right here. The reason why I do this is because this stock has been trading basically in this range all year, and this is just kind of the high and kind of the low of this year. And what I would do from there on my daily chart is I would look for lines where it has a really strong movement, kind of something like right here on Apple. I would draw a line here just because, as you can see, the stock is going up and it bounces very hard at this level. You're looking for levels where a stock is trending in a certain area and then bounces really hard. That's kind of like a hard critical area that I would draw. Another one I would say would be somewhere around here. Let me, how about we do something like right here? Yeah, right there. And guys, let me just explain there. Okay, now how I'm marking these lines, I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to see where the stock bounces. I'm also trying to get how many touches, because the more touches a critical area has, the more stronger it is. So actually what I'll probably do is I will draw another line here just because, the stock is going up, gets rejected. So that is a really watchful area to watch. And then I would probably draw one more somewhere like right here. One even maybe up here as well, just to get that high before that gap down right here. But now I don't want to draw too many lines to confuse myself, just because these are the daily levels. But these are levels where the stock is, as you can see, it's bouncing. It gets rejected here, bounces here, gets rejected here again, and it breaks above right here. But we're just looking for rejection signs. Now, long wicks, as you can see, this candle, this candle, this candle, are really good. You really want to see the longer, the wicks like this, the better. Just because it shows, wicks basically show indecisiveness. So these wicks are going to be showing a strong bounce or a strong reversal on either the upside or the downside. So once you've done your daily, now some people, they do their top-down analysis from a weekly to a daily to a 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. They utilize all the time frames. I personally don't, just because I don't think it's worth the time. I would just work with the daily, and then I go to the 1 hour, 20-day chart. And guys, right now what I'm about to show you is something that is very important, and I have not really seen this in any other YouTube videos. If you want a tip on how to draw these lines, and like right here, it looks kind of confusing. You're like, there's so many wicks, there's so many, support and resistance lines that you can draw, and it's kind of hard to see where the true support and true resistance is. So what you can do is you can go up here to Style, Candle, or Chart Type, the candle right here. And we're on a candle chart right now, but if you switch it to a line chart, this is a very, very cool thing that I've learned. And I guess it allows you to see the chart in a different way. Like you can see a lot more touches easier on a line chart than a candle chart. Okay, and this is something that is very important. So we can just kind of update our lines. And also too, when you're going down to a smaller time frame, you can see that some of the lines work better when you go to a smaller time frame, so you can adjust. But as far as adding lines, we could add some lines here. We could probably go, let's look. And guys, by the way, this right here, you're trying to see how many touches it's getting. The more touches, the better, is what we said from earlier. So we could draw something right, like, I would say, let's try to get like right there. Just because you got about, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, kind of 4, even that one's close, but 5, 6, the more touches, the better. That is a really strong level. And it would have been kind of hard to see it with candle charts. So line charts, this makes it so much easier. We could even probably draw another line right here. You see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches. Very strong level again. And like I said, also too, what I want to talk about, and kind of what I talked about earlier, is like looking for reversal signs. Like something like this right here, you can see that it reversed very hard. Okay, so when it breaks this level, that's a good sign for buyers, right? Because it broke a very strong level. Like, last time it came to this level, it just went down hard, right? So a lot of sellers are sitting at those levels. That just kind of gives you an indication of what critical areas are really strong. The same thing with the amount of touches. Now, if we're drawing another level, we could probably do something right here. This would be another one, just because you get 1, kind of 2, 3, 4, 5. There's, like I said, the more touches, the better. That's what you're looking for. And spend time really, try to get the most touches you can. Now, like I said, this is a 1 hour chart, so we don't have to get every single dot, to the money, but we're trying to get, a lot of them. We want to get as many as we can, but you don't want to map out too many lines, because then you don't want to confuse yourself. That's not good either. We could draw one right here, I would say, and you can draw one right here, right there, and right there. But I would not, just because that's way too many lines. If I were drawing lines up here, I might do something like right here, kind of map off the high of right here. I wouldn't really mark these lines, just because they've only touched once, not really huge critical areas, but just something to maybe be mindful of. So once we did the daily, we went to the 1 hour, then you can go down to the 5-day, 5-minute chart. And this is where you really update your lines. A lot of these lines are not set in stone. You can play around with these lines. The 5-day, 5-minute really gives you a closer look into the stock. You can see a lot of these lines are pretty good. I would almost go back to a candle chart now. I just really use the line chart on the 1 hour, 20-day. Now let's just update some of these lines. You can kind of see this is a pretty good line. It bounces really nicely here. one line that I probably would change would be this one. I would move it to something like this, just because it's more of an updated line, works better with the price action. This is something I also wanted to show you guys. Okay, now all these lines we had drawn beforehand, right? This line works really well. Now you see all these long wicks. This is perfect because this is showing you that algos are present, meaning computer generated buy and sell orders. So there are a lot of computer generated buy orders that are sitting here. So this is going to be a very strong level. Okay, just because us retail traders, we don't have the funds that, huge institutional investors have like these. These are going to be the ones that move the market. So that's a very strong level. And like I said before, wicks are very good because it shows that buyers were very strong at that area. Let's go zoom out a little bit. Now this is something that I would update. This line right here, I would probably move it up to here just because it's most recent price action. Now let me also explain something to you guys. Looking back at something like, put it to you like this way, this price action right here is important, but it is less important than price action right here. And the reason why I say that is because the most recent price action is what is obviously is most recent. So it's something that is relevant, more relevant than something that, like for instance, like, go back to a daily. The price action here is a lot more valuable than the price action way over here. Unless of course it's a high or low or something, crazy. Just because this is old orders and these are new orders and the levels change. Some levels over here might not work for some levels in the present. So that's why you had to update your lines, and it just shows different levels of where people are shorting or buying the stock. And also, guys, I would really recommend updating these lines like once every week or something. Like just totally clear your lines and do them again, just because levels do change. But these levels will be really good for Apple trading in this coming week. And let me just try to think real quick. Kind of what I really want to say is to draw these critical areas. Like I said, you're really trying to almost draw them as in like you're trading ranges. As in, let me just clear all of these lines. And basically, that's, like I said, that's what I would do for the last step of my my top-down analysis for these critical areas. But what I'm talking about ranges is trading something that's like this, maybe even this, because that's pre-market. Pre-market's important to watch as well. Now, see, I just drew these three lines, bam, 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 real quick. But they're really important because you can see, this was a resistance. Okay. So when you're watching it through here, you can see it break this line. It's just, they're really, lines to watch. You're wanting to trade a range. Okay. Now see, this price action is different than this a little bit. You could update your line to something like this. Like say you had this line right here that we just marked, and obviously it's different, right? Now at the end of this day right here, I would have taken this line out and drawn a line here because see, look, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, most recent price action, right? This day is more important in price action than this day just because it's more recent, right? And as you can see, it does work better than, the previous line that was somewhere up here. So that's what I'm talking about, most recent price action. If you can incorporate, trying to, and like I said, when I'm talking about ranges, I'm talking about something that's trading in this range, right? That's what we're talking about, ranges. But yeah, if you can incorporate all of this stuff in charting your lines, you are going to have a major step forward and advantage than a lot of people. And, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't draw lots of lines, but I would draw lines that make sense to you. And the next step I would say is just be patient. Use these lines as an advantage. Do not don't rush into anything. Be patient. And also too, lines like this, like critical areas, are really important. But if you're scalping or day trading, then intraday levels such as, let me just go back to Apple. Like I remember, like I traded Apple on Friday. Okay, intraday level, I would mark it right here. You see the rejection, right? So strong sellers are stepping up. Then it got rejected here again. Okay. Now on this candle, and by the way, guys, on my stuff where I trade, this video I just didn't have the volume up, but I would definitely incorporate the volume. You have to. I mean, volume is like essential. I got in on one of my trades right here. Okay, it broke with higher volume, broke the line and used it as support, right? And it kept going. Okay. But that's a good trade. That's a good scalp. Basically, what I'm saying is intraday levels are very important too if you're scalping or day trading. But the lines that we just drew from the previous days, from the top-down analysis, is also very important because it gives you, like I said, an advantage compared to other traders. But yeah, guys, that is it for the video. I hope this really helped. This is something, if you really focus and really learn, support and resistance is critical, like huge important. And yeah, guys, I hope, like I said, I hope this video helped. Please share this with a friend who wants to level up and wants to learn another skill. And also, if you want to be part of Schaefer Capital, which is online classes that I teach, one-on-one online classes, you can click the first link in the description of the video. Check out the website, check what everything that I offer. And or if you would just like free content on YouTube, I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. Put down in the comment section what you want me to go over, and I will go over it with you. And yeah, guys, that's about it. Like I said, hope this video helped, and you guys have an amazing day. And remember to be patient, but active patience is more important than just patience. Patience, I think, is just people waiting, waiting for stuff to happen, but I call active patience as actively waiting to act. But yeah, anyway, guys, hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching. Peace out.